friends, it's Carly and I am back again with another review. So today we are going to continue looking at our Age of Apocalypse second wave of figures, and this character is also not in the comic book that I'm currently reading, and I chose intentionally to do this one for a couple of reasons. But one of those reasons is that I want to finish up with the comic book when I do the final two figures. So we're going to look at this one and then we'll look at the book together. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you will see a post today of something that I found that I was absolutely stoked about. I couldn't believe it. So when I did the first wave of Age of Apocalypse figures, I wanted to read the comic. I was able to borrow the first collection, like the first and second volume collections from a friend, but there was literally, those books are out of print, and I think there are 4 volumes altogether. They were completely out of print and you could not get them anywhere, not even for exorbitant prices. They weren't on Marvel Unlimited, which is the digital reader that I use. Literally, they were nowhere to be found. So I wasn't enjoying it that much. I knew I couldn't finish it, so I put it aside. Yesterday, I was on Amazon looking for more information about Age of Apocalypse because I've been loving this book so much, and I found the complete Omnibus. It's over 1,000 pages. It's the entire Age of Apocalypse storyline in all of the different titles that it appeared in, and it is a hardcover. It is $112, and it doesn't seem to be in short supply. So I ordered one. It will be here tomorrow, and I will be reading along with the rest of my reviews. So if you guys have been looking for those books, if you don't have your old issues, or you obviously don't want to read your old issues, or you haven't been able to come across them, this is a phenomenal deal. I have linked it on my Instagram in the bio right now, and yeah, there's a post on there, so just go to Amazon and find that if you've been looking. I'm sharing this because I looked forever and couldn't find it, and I feel like this is like great news. Now I'm gonna get all caught up. So without further ado, let's get to our figure. Today we are going to be taking a look at our Cyclops. So here it is. Cyclops has kind of a sort of heavy metal design. If you remember the cartoon, he's like very futuristic, maybe even more so I think than some of the other characters with this gear. I mean, I guess he sort of does resemble X-Man for obvious reasons, but you know, I'm just gonna get this out there right off the bat. There had to be one. This figure is disappointing. X-Man actually ended up being one of my favorites of the first wave, but this is, we'll talk about everything. So he does not come with any additional accessories. He has this plain basic suit, his, you know, belt and body star, I guess it's like a bandolier, but not really, and an arm guard and a gauntlet, and then obviously his visor, this very weird side swept long hair. I think, you know, these have remained true to the character design, so I can't really blame the character design on Hasbro here, but I'm not sure if the camera is picking up just how dull and drab this figure actually looks. You guys know how excited I get about my action figures and doing reviews, and I always try to find something positive to say, even about with, you know, figures that I don't like that much, but it is very difficult with this guy to find anything nice to say. The gold is so drab and underwhelming. It has almost no metallic quality to it at all. His hair and skin, it's difficult. I think that it's being like brightened under my bright light, but literally it's almost as if he has a gray filter over him. The appearance is so drab, in conjunction with this very bizarre character design that I'm just simply not a fan of, especially in comparison to the other designs, which I felt were so clean and just read so well. You know, with Sabretooth, there was like a simplicity that was perfection in his, you know, his costume was exactly the way that it should have been. One of my comments, or one of the comments in the comment section said they wish they would have come with a claw. which is a really good point. But for the most part, the simplicity was perfect, and then the sculpt was excellent. Even with Kitty Pryde, there were things about it that I didn't love, but it read really beautifully. It was vibrant and colorful. I found a head that I liked to go on it. I didn't really like that design, but the design was from the comic book, and Hasbro stayed true to that. Here they're staying true to the design, but this is a drab, dull, boring, quite frankly, almost ugly figure. I don't, I hate not having anything great to say. We're going to go through and look at his points of articulation. I don't believe that this weird strap thing, I guess you could, I don't think that it comes off. It doesn't have like the regular button that you can normally use to like snap it off, so it has to stay on. Man, I just like, it's very difficult to find something positive to say about it. We're in that mid body size again. And so that's always great for articulation. We know we're going to get all of the different articulate points and they're going to work really smoothly. And that is the case with this guy. His biceps are a little large for bending, but you have the double jointed elbows, so you can get creative and find a way to make everything work. His head actually doesn't turn very far because of this weird hair and this weird thing on his shoulder. So you really have to you can do it. You have to take his shoulder strap down and manipulate to get a good range of motion, but you can get it. He has a really nice ab crunch with obviously this harness that he's got on. It sort of impedes it a little bit. And then turning waist is great. He's got really great lateral lift here. And he has turning thighs. And, everything that we're used to seeing. I feel like the articulation is good on it. I do think it's look how weirdly the torso fits to the legs. With this no butt torso, it almost doesn't even look like a human body. He's so narrow at the waist and his little butt is so flat. Look at how strange that looks from the side. I mean, that is very weird that they give it the definition of two little butt cheeks. But when you look at it the side, it's almost like the outer shell of a beetle, like the carapace. It's strange things going on there from the waist to the upper thigh. I don't really get that at all. But let's talk about this harness and his arm. So they tried to, it looks like, put some battle damage on there. Maybe it's supposed to be rust, maybe it's supposed to be scratches, because the metallic quality isn't that great. It's just like brown dashes. So it doesn't look very good to me. It doesn't read as battle damage. It sort of just dulls it out even further. They needed something that would make it pop. Even, in his visor, the red of his visor isn't bright enough. Like I said, they're bound to the design, but there had to be something they could do to make that red pop more. Nothing about this is dynamic. It just isn't. It's just dull, flat, and super boring. What could be done about the character design? Nothing. But surely they had the resources to make it look better than this. I hate being so negative about it because I loved these action figures so far in this second wave so much. But man, like I said at the beginning, there had to be one. And this Cyclops for me is a total miss on every possible level. I do not like it. I don't see myself making any good use of it. And the thing about it is that in Age of Apocalypse, Cyclops is out there doing the good work. He's saving lives. He's out there on his own, getting, helping refugees, protecting people, getting humans away from apocalypse. He's out there doing the work. He should look like the incredible hero that he is. And this could partially be just the design was a miss for me. And it is a sign of the times in the 90s, and in ways, a way it was kind of like post-apocalyptic in a very, very literal sense that, you know, whatever. If you're taking it to the most, like, derivative of everything that anybody thinks about being post-apocalyptic, I guess I can see that. And again, they're bound to the design, but man, it just feels like they could have done more. Maybe they could have brought like a higher gloss to the paint on the body. They could have, you know, definitely the metallics should look better. I think that sculpting would have been better for the battle damage, like sculpting that in and then filling the paint in rather than just having these brown scratches over top. I feel like the red needs to pop. His hair has this weird gray quality to it. If it was going to be this sort of weird windswept, you know, soccer mom hair, I feel like they should have painted some depth into it or something to make it more interesting. Man, I'm not going to go on because it's pretty clear how I feel about this figure. I want to know what you guys think. I think that this character has so much potential and there have been good Cyclops figures, so it's really strange to me to see one that is in such a beloved part of the franchise fall so completely flat. I could understand, you know, if Legion maybe had been a little bit duller. And he has so much less going on, but that was a good figure. I liked Legion. And by the way, I started reading Legion's series and I'm really enjoying the comic book and it's perfect. That was just a perfect interpretation. It took a very simple, direct design and made it work 100% on the action figure. This is almost the polar opposite of that for me. So I don't like feeling like that, and I don't like bringing you guys a review that doesn't have anything positive. Blue is my favorite color, so I guess that's the positive I can bring to it, is that I'm stoked that he's blue, but man, this figure is kind of a bummer for me, and I'm sad to say it, but Cyclops is a total miss. Let me know what you guys think about this figure in the comments. If I'm missing something, if you think that they hit it, like I said, I know that they captured the design of the character the way that it was in the comic books. I feel that that's very fair and accurate, but you know, when you're translating something from the 2D page to the 3D world, you've got to bring, you know, some things you have to take liberties with to bring to life, and I don't feel like that was done here. And unfortunately, the wave suffers for having one bummer in it, and this is the bummer for me. All right, guys, so that is that on Cyclops. We've got one more figure and the actual BAF we're going to be looking at the next 2 days, and I'm very excited about both of those. So hopefully we'll have nothing but sunshine and happiness after this bummer of an action figure. I really want to know what you guys think about this. I want to know what you guys think about reading along with me while I read Age of Apocalypse, if other people are going to pick it up. I'm very interested in getting my shelves set up, so my idea for that will be to take the figures that I review, find the comics that coincide with them, and set them up on my shelves to correspond with what I'm reading. I think that'll be a fun thing, a fun way to set up my shelves and make everything look great in here, and also bring you guys along for the ride while I set up my studio upstairs. I'm also going to be doing some remodeling that will make everything a little bit brighter. We're going to get rid of this weird textured wall and get my shelves back up and everything put together. So let me know to what extent you guys want to be a part of all of that, because I think it can be a lot of fun. My friend over at David Display's Model of Behavior does a lot of really great videos about how to display your action figures, and I'm learning from people like him. So if you guys think you would like to see me set those things up and you have suggestions, or you have YouTubers that you think I should reach out to or watch, let me know and I'll definitely do that. We are out of the doldrums now. That was the worst figure I promised that we're going to see in this wave, and everything's going to look up from here. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me every day and watching these videos, and I cannot wait to do the last one and the BAF tomorrow and the following day. Thanks so much for being here. I will see you soon. Bye guys.